You know the music. That means it's time for Midnight's Edge After Dark. Hey, how's it going out there, everybody? I am, of course, your narrator supreme, Mr. Rob Robot Shlomo, coming to you from Shabby Road Studios. In the heart of the Elm City, site of another failing bike share program. Woohoo! With me, as always, Mr. Tom Connors.
Are those like the things on South Park where they just started showing up everywhere, the scooters?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Yeah. And with us, as always, is Miss Mecca Random.
Hello.
Oh, sorry, I skimmed on the adjectives for you. the ever lovely and ebullient Miss Mecca Random.
Yay, that's better.
Yay! How's it going, everybody? So anyway, okay, let's can the music here. Okay, it's can the music here. How's it going, everybody? So, Midnight's Edge After Dark is taped live in front of a studio audience, but not really. So, okay, everybody. What do we got? Let's see.
You took your pants off? What?
What's
he said he's putting his pants back on? Why did you take them off?
Get your mind out of the gutter, Tom.
Actually, I'm probably wearing it for the first time, and I don't know how many shows.
No más pantalones. So, yeah, so, okay. I had to bring up the chat. I forgot to bring up the chat of all things. Okay, what do we got, Tom? What do we got here for news? What happened? I mean, I know what happened, but.
Well, I guess first things first. There's some Kurtzman Star Trek talk.
Okay, we had to go to the full range of disapproving sounds on that one. Yeah, Kurtzman as we said, Kurtzman continues to fling poo and to see what sticks. He's not even waiting before it's, he's just taking the full complement of poo and flinging it. Oh, brother. Well, the only good news is that every time there's an Alex Kurtzman article, I mean, yet another picture of him graces my dartboard. So, oh, brother. So, okay. So, deadline. Now, the irony here is the last time I saw the Star Trek animated series from the 70s, it was on Nickelodeon. So, hey, what? Oh, that's GIMP. You're editing that in. So,
well, I'm trying to get it to where it's not have to have it in but it's not working the way I want it. Never mind.
Oh, can you might want to download something called Infant View, or so. Okay, well, we'll take care of that later. That was always a good picture previewing program. So, all right, Star Trek Nickelodeon near deal for a kids animated series from Alex Kurtzman, Hageman Brothers, and CBS TV Studios. And for those who don't know, Nickelodeon is in the Viacom family, is it not?
I believe so, right?
It is.
Okay. Oh, actually, and actually, that brings up. I'll bring it up actually afterwards. If anybody did get a chance to see Gary's stream, Gary Baker over at the Nerdrotic, Alex Kurtzman and CBS TV Studios have set the latest extension of the Star Trek TV franchise. That proofread your shit. Okay, that grammatically doesn't sound right. Nickelodeon is in negotiations for a Star Trek animated series from Emmy-winning writers Kevin and Dan Hageman, Trollhunters and Ninjago, CBS TV Studios, and Kurtzman's studio-based Secret Hideout / Bad Reboot banner. I added that part in. Penned by Hageman Brothers, the animated series is targeted at younger audiences. Well, just like Discovery. Because of that, it would be the first new Star Trek project outside of CBS All Access, which has an adult focus. The project, whose concept is not being revealed, is envisioned as a major tentpole series for Nickelodeon under its new president, Brian Robbins. It also marks a collaboration between Viacom and CBS Corporation, companies that likely will become corporate siblings as their parents are headed to a merger. The new animated series will join Star Trek Discovery, now in its second season, probably last season, along with Picard. Working title starring Patrick Stewart. Animated series Lower Decks from Mike McMahon. Rick and Morty, Rick and Morty's targeted as mature audiences. And Section 31, which is in development with Michelle Yeoh attached to star. All are for CBS All Access, and I'm losing the will to live as I read this. Kevin and Dan Hagman writing credits include the Lego Movie, the Lego Ninjago Movie, and the Troll Hunters and Ninjago Masters of Spinjitzu series. They most recently co-wrote the screenplay for Croods 2, which is currently shooting. They also co-wrote CBS Scary Stories, produced by Guillermo del Toro, which is coming out wide shortly. It's coming out? Oh, boy. Nice to see them out of the closet. You know, the Hagmans are repped by an underground. Okay, WME, nobody cares. I am losing the will to live. I really am.
We don't want any more Kurtzman Trek. Please, just stop.
No, we don't. No. You saw how angry our studio audience is. Jeez, I mean, you know, they don't want Studio Trek. I'm not going to play that again, so. But anyway.
Of course.
The stupid hurts. The stupid really does hurt. But then the whole thing, okay, all right, you know, making a kid-friendly Star Trek is kind of, it's not out of the question. It's not unreasonable, but not with Kurtzman in charge. I mean, it's getting to a point where we're at the point where
mixing Klingon boobs into that.
Yeah, exactly. The unsexiest thing I've ever seen, like.
Well, the problem,
Klingon boobs.
The biggest problem with this is that this is the same interview that, well, this is all recycled news. All of this, every single bit of this was recycled news. Between the Section 31 show being after season 3 of Discovery to all of it, and the problem with like the cartoon series is that he wants it to be more like Star Wars. And that's kind of the article that they're kind of referring, or the original interview they're referring to, because he doesn't want Star Wars, or he doesn't want Star Trek characters. He wants more Star Wars characters. He wants like the incompetent people who are learning, like Luke Skywalker. You know, we want the young, naive farm boys, not the best, not the top of their game, and that's what it's going to be in the animated series.
The animated series is going to be about kids. You watch. I don't think this is supposed to be the Lower Decks one. This is supposed to be the other one.
No, this is one.
Yeah, they said that Nickelodeon is looking at it.
Yeah, they said there was going to be two animated series anyway.
Right, but this one's actually, like I said, the part of this that's actually news is that it's Nickelodeon's looking at it, which means it's one step closer to actually happening.
Oh, and actually, I was listening. Speaking of that, I was listening. Let's just keep on with the Star Trek tip right now. You know, I was listening. Did anybody else hear Gary Beekler's stream over at Nerdrotic?
No.
This is the time where you. No, This is when you say yes or no. Okay.
Oh, I've been so busy with other stuff, but yeah.
Okay, I managed to catch some of it. He said behind the scenes, he got a tip from behind the scenes. Essentially, the CBS Viacom merger is a go.
Yeah, we've been kind of hearing the same kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but it is. They are. Everybody's on board. Everybody's on board. And like I said, Sherry Redstone can't pursue it for 2 years. Doesn't say about the rest of them though. That's the thing. And Paramount is apparently going to clean house.
Good.
I mean, that's what's going to happen. And a lot of people, and they're going to clean house. And Alex Kurtzman right now, I got a feeling he is just throwing anything at the wall. He's trying to get something.
Well, let's be clear.
That's
Alex Kurtzman is the only thing standing between Canon Trek and JJ Trek. Don't forget that.
Oh yeah,
that's the thing here. Because we're asked daily since we released that video that, you know, well, if the merger happens, does that mean that everything's going to be cool with Star Trek and CBS and Paramount again? Not necessarily, as long as Kurtzman's still involved. That's
yeah. Kurtzman is the linchpin in this. Kurtzman has to go. Kurtzman is the biggest roadblock in all of this. Oh God, yeah. Call Alice and clean house. Yeah. Well, there used to be a show called Hazel years ago that she was about a maid, but that's going way back to the 60s. But yeah, Kurtzman, like I said, Kurtzman is it's all on him. Everything hinges on him. If he stays, then you know what? We're never getting real Star Trek back. I hate sounding like that, but
no, you're right, because he's not. Even if he wanted to, or even if he could, he doesn't want to. That's the biggest problem. He doesn't want Star Trek to be what we know and love. He wants Star Wars.
And Bad Robot can't make money off it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that's the other thing. Bad Robot.
Fuller had full intentions of making a Star Trek Discovery canon. Star Trek, not Kelvin Star Trek.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But I don't know what happened. I mean, well, like I said, they must have given him they must have. I'm starting to think that what happened was that CBS and Paramount said, "And no, we've got these guys that they worked on the movies. We got to bring them in." That's what I'm thinking might have happened.
It might have been a contractual situation, because remember, I'm not exactly sure offhand where the tenured part came in.
Mm-hmm.
But when JJ first started talking about Star Trek, they had fully intended on getting into television. So who's to say that Fuller getting kicked out was Kurtzman weaseling his way in?
Well, we said JJ wanted a full he wanted movies, television.
Yeah, he wanted complete and utter control.
But he wanted movies, television, comic books, video games, digital media, whatever the hell that means. He wanted more than just movies. And he also wanted theme parks too. And they wouldn't give it to him. He wanted full control. Yeah, he wanted his greasy little mitts all over everything. And CBS at the time was making too much money off of the original series merchandise. So
that, or they got scared. Yeah, I'm thinking they got scared, or JJ pulled out that contract, one or the other. That's stuff we cannot, we don't have access to.
Do you like that Kurtzman keeps flinging poo? I like that.
That's what he's doing.
Yeah,
he's trying, right? Like, again, and you know what, too? I mean, like I said, if there's a merger, he would see, and you notice, so he's going to Nickelodeon, CBS. He's trying to tangle up everything further, is what I'm guessing. If this deal was just with Paramount, I'm like, oh no, look, I have a deal with Viacom. We're all under the same umbrella. You can't get rid of me just yet.
Well, I don't know. Was anybody watching YouTube last night? Did anybody happen to catch Robert Meyer Burnett go live?
Oh, was that last night? Oh, geez. Yeah. I might have heard something about that. That seems awfully familiar. Why don't you refresh our memory there, Tom?
Oh, he has this channel called the Burnett Network. Or the Burnett Work. Sorry, I just fucking screwed that up. He goes live like almost every day. And of course, you don't know who Robert Meyer Burnett is. He's associated with like John Campea. He used to be on like Hero, or I think he still is on Heroes on Collider and stuff sometimes and stuff like that. And of course, he's very well known in the Trek community because he directed or made the film Free Enterprise, and he was heavily involved in the home video versions of the Blu-ray, specifically of Star Trek The Next Generation and Enterprise. So yeah, he's got a hand in that. Oh yeah, there's another thing. He also was involved with Axanar with Alec Peters, and basically wrote and had a lot to do with the production behind the scenes there until he left, along with some other people and so on. I'm not going to get into all that part right now, but yeah, he knows a few things about Star Trek, But anyway, he went live last night to talk about our video. Now, what video was that, Rob?
Oh, I do believe it was one where we talked extensively about the Star Trek rights situation.
So is that why CBS keeps releasing all of these? Oh no! It's Prime. It's Prime. No. The Picard series is still happening. Oh no! Discovery is not canceled yet. But is that why they're on damage control all week?
Seems like it.
Because it really feels like every article I see about and every interview, everything they're throwing out this damage control. Like it's like that little picture that you see online of the little dog sitting in the room that's on fire. Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Remember the end of Animal House. Please remain calm. All is well. Remain calm. All is well. Just
or the naked gun.
Yeah. Nothing to see here. Please disperse.
Not our Rob, but Robert Meyer Burnett talked about our video and then continued to drop a whole bunch of truth bombs on a lot of people who probably weren't ready to hear them. And what kind of things might those have been, guys, since I think you guys watched it too?
Kim Kardashian's really a man?
But
Paris Hilton's a bitch?
No, but that's you're off course now.
George Takei's really, really straight.
Oh my.
Patrick Stewart really doesn't like Earl Grey tea.
I'm listening.
Even though he has his own brand, doesn't he?
That's really not necessary.
It isn't, but it's cool. No. Rob talked all about rights issues and how pretty much a lot of what we were talking about rings true to him, or at least in a sense of stuff that he's had to deal with within the confines of Star Trek, and in so many ways confirming a lot of our reporting, I would say.
How curious.
So pretty much he said a lot of the stuff we got right.
He said he wasn't completely sure about it because he wasn't privy to that information. He brought up a few specifics like the 25% deal, which that we heard before, and then Evers said, or Eves, I mean not Evers, I don't like
John Eves, yeah.
John Eves said was the one who said 25%. So that matched up with what we had been reporting. And other than that, he just wasn't exactly specific on certain things as far as the contract goes, but he's well aware that there's a contract.
Mm-hmm. He pretty much said that everything we're saying makes a lot of sense. That's what he pretty much said, isn't it? Didn't he?
Pretty much. And he talked about when he worked on the Star Trek Blu-ray box set and how they were not allowed to bring up JJ Trek at all.
He said that he had a sit down with the cast of The Next Generation, and they were talking about how would they reboot The Next Generation into the new movies, and they were approached. Were they
take it out?
Legal
department made him take it out.
The legal department made it take him out. They said you cannot talk about the JJ movies and in the context of The Next Generation. I'm forgetting his exact words, but he cannot talk about the two together. So that's what he said. I mean, why would they say that if there wasn't some sort of behind the scenes chicanery?
You're just a hater. You don't understand. You're
right. I hate her. I'm a hater.
What are the other shill arguments for that?
You're a hater. You hate Star Trek. You hate change.
Fake news. You're fake news.
Some of them have even gone with, it doesn't matter if it's illegal. If not a legal kind of argument, you know, not to get into politics, but they kind of went with the same thing. It was like, oh, it doesn't matter. You just don't like it because it's different. It's cool because it's different. It needs to be different. The old stuff's boring anyway. So they're buying into that part, or they're just really hanging on. Oh, Bad Robot has absolutely nothing to do with this. Oh, is that so? Well, then why was it that when Brian Fuller was involved, everything was cool and everything was going to be Trek and canon and everything like that, and then all of a sudden he's out the door and Kurtzman's in and everything looks different?
Oh, because Kurtzman isn't involved with Bad Robot. That's like saying that Cheers and 3 Men and a Baby are in the same universe because Ted Danson is in them.
If you use the Wayback Machine right and you look in the right places, you will see listed as producers for Star Trek Discovery, Bad Robot Productions. Then all of a sudden, Bad Robot was switched out with Secret Hideout.
Mm-hmm.
But all the people that are involved with Bad Robot, including and not ending with Kurtzman and I believe Orsi, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And what about Kiva Goldsman? Isn't he part of it too, or no?
He's part of that whole crew.
Oh yeah,
yeah, he's part of the crew anyway. But I don't know if he has a stake in Bad Robot or not.
Well,
but that's
I just say the whole crew, the gang of idiots is yeah.
And the point is, and then that's where the legality comes in, and the problems come in, and the changing of things comes in. And CBS doesn't give a shit. The way they looked at it was, oh, the JJ Trek movies were good. Let's get them involved. Because you guys got to remember, they started working on Discovery before Beyond came out.
Yeah, Discovery was delayed like a year and a half, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Almost a year.
They started working on Discovery either the end of 2015 or somewhere early on in 2016.
It was supposed to debut in January of 2017.
It was actually supposed to be the flagship show to kick off CBS All Access, just like they did with Voyager on UPN.
Yep.
Except no one wanted it.
Well, there were so many problems. I think, and this is all just me speculating now, but it makes fucking sense. CBS could have at that time done whatever the fuck they want because they own Star Trek canon proper, right?
Right.
We're coming up on that 10-year deal. Okay. So that was probably out of the way or getting to be out of the way or not even a problem other than unless Kurtzman decided, no, wait a minute. We got our little deal here, guys. You can't just be making Star Trek without us. Maybe that's why Fuller got ousted. The only other option is CBS looked at it, said, this is too Star Trek-y. This is too nerdy. We want something more like the JJ Trek. And they brought in Kurtzman. And that's the moment it happened. One of those two scenarios is what exactly went down. Either somebody come in and said, wait, legally you can't do this without us. And that's when Fuller got pushed out, and or CBS decided they wanted it to be more like the prime Kelvin Trek instead.
I'm thinking it's a little scenarios. A little from column A, lot from column B.
Yeah, they both sound really plausible.
I think it's a combination of both of those circumstances. Yeah, I'm actually standing up right now because I had to stretch, which is why you probably can't hear me.
No,
but
are you like in the radio sense?
Yeah, but anyway, yeah, but I wouldn't doubt it. Like I said, if both end up being true, and I got a feeling we're gonna find out at some point. I mean, when
cool. Go ahead. Sorry, Aram, I thought you were done.
No, it's Mecca. I saw a little bit of your video with Seneca Martin Green.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty much like she said, a possible third season. So even she doesn't know if they're coming back. And actually, Doomcock went with a Doomcock news alert. He said that the Picards, according to his source, now you have to treat this as a rumor.
I heard it from the same source, so I'm going to say, yeah, it's definitely a rumor.
According to Doomcock's source, the Picard series is on hold, and everybody working on STD has been sent home until April.
I buy the last part. I don't buy the former. And this is why we haven't run with it yet or done anything with it yet either, because we do have some of the same people. Of course, we have other sources as well. We haven't got anything back from our other sources to say anything close to that, other than, yes, that basically everybody involved with STD, I have heard, is not working right now. That is basically they're shut down. They're waiting until they're called back. Picard, I can't see not happening. There's too much at stake there.
Yeah,
And
he's already out promoting it.
Exactly. Not only that, Patrick Stewart signed on for stuff. His time is very, very, I'm sure, limited. Not to mention, you know, he's not going to just sit there and fucking wait around for them for 10 years to get a show together. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to put up with the production delays. And according to Sarah Armoros, I'm sorry, I said the name wrong probably. Production for STD started in 2015. That's what I thought. And he said he read the embargo was only 8 years. That's very possible. There are possible, and this is what we said from the start. There's a lot of minor details we may not exactly have correct in the video. That's very possible. And that's why we have the rumor section and the other section. But the rumor section, as far as that goes, I still, and Rob Burnett and a few other people now have confirmed a lot of that stuff. It's just more or less we may not have every single detail correct. Not so much that it's not true.
Mm-hmm.
Get what I'm saying? It's more like, yeah, it could be little things like it could have been 8 years, it could have been 10 years. We don't know. And again, the scenarios as we see it, because Fuller was working on STD for a while, and his original reporting was, it's going to be canon. It's going to be, or at least it's going to be with, you know, the old Star Trek. It's not going to be the Kelvin verse. And then all of a sudden he said, well, it's not going to be Prime or it's not going to be the old stuff. It's just going to be its own thing. And then he's gone. Something's up there. I'm sorry, guys. Something happened in between there. We know there's problems. And basically what we got from Nicholas Myers and other things like that, things are starting to come together. Little puzzle pieces are starting to come together here. And Nicholas Myers was even a tough cookie to crack. Not so much that I don't think he wanted to talk, so much that I don't think he could say so much. And especially when I started asking him specifics about what he wrote and didn't write, he couldn't really give me anything. You know what I mean? He couldn't really, you know, say anything. So I have a feeling, and what we've heard is that a lot of what he wrote was gone. So
I think he's still bound by non-disclosure agreements. I think he can't legally talk. And that's a pretty common thing, you know. Oh yeah, you sign a non-disclosure exit agreement.
Well, because he went from I'm not going to answer that because I'm not going to get into the, you know, the rumor mongering or however you put it, and then he goes from saying that to, oh yeah, after they got rid of Kurtzman, we didn't know who was in charge. We didn't know who was, you know, making.
I think got rid of Fuller. You mean?
Or yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry, when they got rid of Fuller, he said, you know. And so basically the way he said it is like they got rid of, you know, or something like that. Go back and listen to the way he said it. So it wasn't so much what I was asked. It wasn't so much that he couldn't answer, or didn't want to answer, I don't think, is what he couldn't, is what I'm trying to say. And not only that, that's the question the right way.
That's right, yeah.
You're a smart motherfucker. That's right.
But yeah, to elaborate on the whole rumor of that the crew has gone home. From what I heard from another, I don't know. I think this is a completely different source than the Doomcock source. Somebody who works in television in Toronto had told me that they have not that the people on the call sheet who would be on the call sheet for Discovery season 3 are off on other things. They have not struck the sets yet, but they have not had anybody on the call list for that particular stage. So I think they're in limbo from the last thing I heard, but again, that's just a rumor. That's just a completely unconfirmed thing. But
there may not even be a season 3. We may not even know. Maybe they finished the story.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we haven't said it before, but we keep forgetting that possibility too.
The story should have been finished after episode 2 of Mikey Spock in prison forever.
Right. But no, like Mecca pointed out, and it's true, when they went back and did the reshoots, maybe, and they added that extra episode, maybe that's what they were doing, was they were finishing this bitch off. They're like, all right, let's just finish it in case we don't come back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there's maybe a couple things left open in case they do decide to, if this was a big hit, you know, this season. Because here we are now, we're at the turning point where we're going to go from when Gretchen and what's his face were
Gretchen Berg and Aaron Harbitz.
And Aaron Harbitz were in charge to when Kurtzman's in charge.
They may very well have two different endings in mind. And right now, you know, a lot of times that happens. You know, if we get a lot of times that happens in television. If we get renewed, then we'll we'll edit on this ending. If we get canceled, then we'll edit on this ending, which will wrap up the series. Oftentimes they'll do that. You know, so.
I don't think either one of you are wrong. I think that those are all possibilities. But I do stress, no, Star Trek Discovery has not been canceled, nor have we ever toted that as an actual thing. We've said.
Oh, I always put question marks on it. I'm like, does this mean it's canceled? What does this mean? Like, this doesn't look good. And people decided to jump on my ass for clickbaiting them basically with a question mark. But
yeah, Axonars. Yeah, Axonars in the chat. He says, but Van Sinders says Trek needs to be profitable. Star Trek cannot be on all access. That's the other thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's the other thing in all this.
That's the interesting thing with the Nickelodeon, and that's what I was kind of getting around to in my whole long diatribe there, I'm sorry, was that now Picard is still possibly up in the air. Maybe they don't have funding for that. I can't confirm or deny that. We're waiting to hear more on that. But if Nickelodeon is involved with this cartoon, this is happening. If they decide to pick it up, it's happening. That means the money's there. They're going to have advertising. Everything's going to be behind it. They're going to have the funding. They're not going to have a problem getting that show going. The other shit they've discussed and talked about, though, unless they can get the money together, that's the problem. And, you know, the rumors that Gary's hearing, the rumors that we're hearing, you know, from various sources now, even more sources are starting to come to us, which tells us that shit is not going the way, you know, we've ever since Moonves has been out and things have kind of been changing behind the scenes, things have been getting out more.
Yeah. And actually, Moonves, speaking of Moonves, he's actually in big trouble because he sold off a bunch of stock right before shit hit the fan.
Yeah, we talked that up last night. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and then things. I mean, he's in a shit ton of trouble for that. So, but the other thing to remember too is that if the Nickelodeon series ends up happening, then it's going to be years out. A lot of stuff gets at
least 2020, 2021 at least.
Yeah, at least 2021. A lot of stuff gets approved, never sees the light of day.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Marvel Sumbo had approved the Captain America series to replace Silver Surfer or X-Men or whatever it was on Fox.
Well,
that was approved. That got funding. You can find the test footage, but it never happened due to circumstances beyond their control. So
Alex says Picard is a YouTube series. It worked for Cobra Kai. No, Cobra Kai it did work for, but it didn't work for YouTube Premium or whatever. Because of that, they've had to overhaul their entire situation. And I'm scared if we're going to get anything past Cobra Kai season 2 now. Because I think YouTube's almost pretty much given up.
On their paid thing. Well, they rely so much on, like, they really are pushing YouTubers going live and getting, like, super chats and stuff because YouTube makes a huge amount of money from that.
Oh, no doubt.
But like I said, the thing about CBS All Access, because it's driven by subscriptions, unlike regular television, as much as people, television, live television is dead. No, live television, they still have to sell ad time.
You try that's the thing. Network and see if you can come up with the money. It ain't cheap. Is my point.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's if you're relying on subscriptions, then that makes it that much harder I think it makes it much harder for Discovery to be profitable. At some point, they're going to say this is costing more money than it's bringing in.
Well, it is. And that's the thing. And they don't have any Moonves supporters really around anymore. That there's other things they could be investing the money and time on CBS All Access and get more views than Star Trek.
We've both heard that this season cost them $150 million.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of bread. Yeah.
And
that's a lot of money for something like no, I was just gonna say it's a lot of money for something nobody likes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, let's
use it as a prestige thing. They use it as something to tote because they have nothing else. What are they gonna do? They even tried redoing The Odd Couple, didn't they? And that didn't work out, did it?
No.
Matthew Perry and Thomas Lennon. And it's a shame. I think Thomas Lennon is a immensely talented comedic actor.
I like him.
He's a great comedian, but he makes some bad choices in his acting.
Oh yeah, he was. Oh god, he was excellent in Reno 911. You kidding me? That is,
Yeah, that's what I
probably,
call. That's why I know him from. But he was like in that Puppet Master remake, and he's horrible in it. And some of the other movies I've seen him in are horrible movies. He's good, but the movies are horrible.
He's a bit part as Bruce Wayne's doctor in The Dark Knight Rises.
That's right, he does, doesn't he?
Yeah. Okay. I think we sufficiently beat this to death. So.
Yeah,
what do you
let's
think?
go on to some other stuff. I think that we've covered all the Star Trek stuff, haven't we?
Yeah. I think so. I
got
more
finish off the whole Star Trek thing. I said, that's 150 just for the production. That doesn't count the advertising and the rumors that we've heard that Bad Robot footed the bill for the reshoots.
And how much did it cost them to convert Let's Make a Deal over?
Yeah, well, that's stuff they could probably write off for advertising. That's the thing. Let's make deals on TV. That's the thing. If Star Trek was on TV, we wouldn't be having these questions. We know where they get the money. That's what don't make sense. So maybe maybe the Picard show will be on regular TV. Maybe they'll get smart and they'll go, look, this is something special. We've got to do this right and put this on network. You know what I mean?
First run syndication or put it on the CW.
I say go all out, put it on fucking CBS. If they do a good job and if the show is good, Prime or not, regardless. It's all of it really kind of rests on Patrick Stewart's shoulders. If we all believe he's still Picard, that's all that matters. And if the stories are engaging, if he's engaging, I'll forgive some of the other bullshit. That's what a lot of the other naysayers don't get. Because I could care less about some of the shit in Star Trek Discovery if the show was actually fucking good.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's the biggest problem is that, like, you would. How many times did they forget to hit their their little communicator when they're trying to use their when they're calling somebody on the ship in TNG, all the freaking time, and you kind of gloss over that and you don't really pay attention because it's still entertaining. It's still good Star Trek, and yeah, there's continuity issues, there's mistakes, there's flubs in science. But it's still a good show, and it still kind of makes sense within its own universe, even if there's like your occasional stupid mistake or flub or whatever, or dumb plot even. There's so much good that outweighs the bad in that series, and that's not what we have in Discovery. We just have garbage on top of garbage on top of garbage.
Pretty much,
yeah. All right. Well, I don't have much else to say about.
Speaking
this.
about garbage on top of garbage on top of garbage, we got so many stories to cover, and we've covered this for way too long. So let's move on to the next thing. What you got on the docket there, Rob?
Well, I don't know where you want to go. What
I don't care. You pick. You tell me.
There's Heroic Hollywood saying the Jared Leto Joker movie has been canceled.
Good.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, they're already making the what's his name, Joaquin Phoenix one. That you're just going to confuse people.
According to a report by Forbes, Warner Brothers is no longer developing both the Joker and Harley Quinn film and the standalone project centered around Jared Leto's version of Batman's arch nemesis. Jared Leto's Joker and Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn were introduced to the DC Extended Universe in 2016 Suicide Squad, and while the film was met with tepid reactions, the financial success of the supervillain team-up movie reportedly prompted Warner Brothers to begin developing solo films featuring the two aforementioned antagonists. However, with the studio altering their plans, now this is atrociously written and spell checked, this thing here. Their plans for the following disappointing, they have no space between disappointing and box office. Dear God, what is with you? Proofread your shit, man. Disappointing box office numbers for the Justice League and the record-breaking gross for Aquaman, the Joker, and Harley Quinn project, as well as a solo film featuring Jared Leto's Clown Prince of Crime, have reportedly been dropped. The Mad Love type Joker and Harley Quinn film has also fallen by the wayside, as has the solo Joker project for Jared Leto's version of the character from Suicide Squad. Nevertheless, Margot Robbie will return as Harley Quinn in Birds of Prey. Full details on the Birds of Prey plot are currently unknown, though the film is said to center on Huntress, Black Canary, and Harley Quinn joining forces to protect Cassandra Cain. when she comes into possession of a diamond belonging to a criminal kingpin known as Black Mask. Directed by Kathy Yan from a script penned by Bumblebee writer Christina Hodson. Birds of Prey stars Mary Elizabeth Winstead as Hummus. Oh, yeah, nobody cares. Okay. Okay. Well, thank God. Thank God. That's. For God's sake. What made them think that this is a good idea? But
all the Joker and Harley Quinn hot topic outfits, right?
Oh, wait. We have comment. We have a reaction from Jared Leto.
I'm not dead.
Oh, okay. Sorry, you are.
Oh God. Now, did the version you just read? I didn't catch it. Did they say that he's not going to be in Suicide Squad 2 either? Because that was another.
No mention of that.
Yeah, that's in one of the other stories out there. Apparently, he's not going to be in James Gunn's Suicide Squad sequel either.
Jake, my friend Jake, said that Jared Leto's version of Joker was akin to flinging feces at the screen. So
it's the hot topic crowd. I mean, I glanced out of the corner of my eye. I'm like, oh, Marilyn Manson? What? Oh no, it's the Joker.
That's kind of what the Star Trek Discovery crowd is. The hot topic,
exactly.
Hot topic version of Star Trek.
I was one of those people who was willing to forgive this if he was Jason Todd. And there's another Joker out there. But it doesn't matter now. Ben Affleck's gone. Leto's gone. Most likely because of reasons.
Hold on a second. You get the CBR article up. There's not a single mention of Miles Morales. What's going on?
Correct. I don't know. They had to talk about a white man getting fired, so that sufficed. But no, I mean, think about it though. I was like, I would have been on board with it if like you had another Joker out there and it was like, Willem Dafoe or something like that. Somebody who looked a little more age appropriate to be going up against Ben Affleck. But yeah, it's all done and over with. It don't matter now. So, and I'm one of those few people who's not looking forward to the fucking Joaquin Phoenix Joker movie either. I know, I think Andre really is, and a few other people are. I'm just like, I'm not. And I love the Joker. I even have a t-shirt with that new Joker on it. And I'm glad it's that Joker and not this one, because it's got 4 Jokers on it. It's missing this one. Jack Nicholson and Heath Ledger and the classic Cesar Romero one, but and the new one, but not this one. So I don't know if that tells anything or not, but it's something.
The Joaquin Phoenix movie doesn't look terrible, but
I just have a real interest in it. And I don't like the look of the Joker. And I mean, Joaquin Phoenix is not necessarily a bad choice, but
I don't care. I just don't care. I don't care. Joker without Batman, I don't care.
Pretty much, yeah. That's kind of where I'm at. Wasn't that the whole thing Gotham was supposed to be and didn't, because they kept teasing the Joker all this time? Mm-hmm. That's why I got sick of it. To me, I'll be honest with you. You want to know why I quit watching Gotham? Because Gotham was the biggest prick tease I ever saw.
Oh yeah, Batman show without Batman.
At least Smallville had Superman in it. He just wasn't Superman per se yet.
It wasn't even Superboy.
He had the powers. It had similar storylines. Had a lot of the, paid good homage to all the classic Superman villains and so on. Even paid a lot of wonderful homages to the original Donner Superman and stuff like that movies and whatnot. But again, the Gotham, it just felt like a big prick tease through the whole thing. It's like, okay, give me something here. And people have told me I should get back into it now, but it lost me so early on that I don't know if I ever could sit through the rest of it now, because I think I bowed out in like season 3 or 4. I can't remember. Wherever they kept teasing the Joker and never gave us the Joker.
Yeah. Well, discount Obi-Wan Kenobi. Sarek was used to be on Gotham. James Frain.
Well, Gotham has a great cast. Great cast. Don't get me wrong. And the first season was awesome, and the second season was all right. And then I don't remember much after that, because I remember them kept teasing the Joker, and the Joker never happened, and I just got kind of pissed. And then kind of went on these weird places and
started. Okay, not to derail this, but what's the Flash icon doing on the browser there? Right there.
I added it.
Oh, is it like there's a Flash add-on?
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't have to have it embedded in the browser, yeah.
No, that wires between stuff too. I guess I needed it to use the soundboards, but
Okay. Well, why are people still using Flash? I don't know. Well, anyway, that's neither here nor there.
Because I use Chrome for everything anymore.
Yeah, I use Chrome for everything too, but still. Okay,
But,
well, moving on.
Yeah, we're not surprised on this. So, what's next, Rob? Because we have like
I don't know. There's a send me a couple links here. Well, we got
okay, let me see here. What do we got? Well, I know this is happening. He-Man, Masters of the Universe, reportedly supposed
He-Man, da, 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 da. He-Man, da, 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 da.
not even close.
I know He-Man. That's all I know. He-Man.
Yes.
No.
No?
No.
No? Yeah.
Yeah. Of course. No thanks.
There. That's what it's supposed to be. Right.
Excellent.
Yes, I actually have the soundtrack. Anyway, I have the Spanish version too if you want to hear it sometime. So let's get the story going here.
That X-Men He-Man edition.
Yeah. That would be awesome. It pretty
They've
much
been
is.
trying to- They've been trying to get this He-Man movie off the ground for how long?
Well, now Mattel's involved. Even though Sony's still I almost sent it to the chat, not you. To the chat.
Well, you can send it to the chat. They can read along.
That's true if they want to.
Okay,
It ain't gonna do no good if you ain't got it. There you go. This is one I grabbed first. It's Movie Hole. What's the name? Movie Hole.
Giggity.
Movie hole?
Yes.
Like shove that in your movie hole. I know.
Yeah. They win the internet today.
We gotta be hey, we gotta be careful with a site like Movie Hole. Might have a virus on it.
Damn, this itches.
Look at this by Caffeinated Clint.
That is a great name.
Well, I guess July, not May.
That is a great name.
Okay, I was wrong. But anyway, here you go. Go for it.
Caffeinated Clint. Damn, I wish I thought of that name. Who is this caffeinated? Is he a follower? Make sure find out if he follows us on Twitter. You never know, he might. I gotta follow this guy. Okay, it's on Masters of the Universe filming in July. Yay! He-Man and Skeletor are off to Prague. With production finally about to begin on the long gestating Masters of the Universe movie, remember when McG was going to direct this thing? Expect to hear who will be wearing the red undies and silver casing shortly, likely by or at WonderCon. That's my guess anyway. I'm guessing they'll go the route of the 1987 feature and chase a relative unknown. Dolph Lundgren was only known for playing the villain in Rocky IV when he was cast for the role of Prince Adam / He-Man, and surround the fresh face with some more recognizable names for the part of Skeletor, Man-at-Arms, Triclops, etc. Fanboys have suggested for a long spell that Kurt Russell will be great. Oh, he's too old as the man. It's Man-at-Arms. Okay. And I'm inclined to agree. He rocked that. It is Sony financing, so do expect to see at least a couple of names in there. Yeah, it's not a bad choice, actually.
That would be really good. Him or Jeff Bridges, I could see playing the part. One of the two.
Anywho, our friends at Production Weekly tell us that filming is due to commence in mid-July in Prague on the movie, which is being produced by Sony and Aaron and Adam Nee. We are the producers who say Nee. Most recent draft of the script by Art McCarram and Matt Holloway is also apparently now the shooting script. So the project is seemingly in the best shape it's been since floated about a decade ago. Okay, we have a tweet there. Updated production schedule and location for Sony's Masters of the Universe from the directing duo of Aaron and Adam Nee. Principal photography is due to get underway mid-July in Prague. I have a friend who used to go to Prague all the time. Just it turns out I've never been there, but I wouldn't doubt it was for booze and hookers. So who played Tila in that movie? Tom? Who played Tila? Who played Tila? That's Billy Barty as the
I'm trying to remember now. I'm at a loss. I'd have to look. I'm trying to remember if she did much else than that. What the hell was her name? Stretch, motherfucker, stretch.
Trying to think of who it was. So, will Frank Langella be back as Skeletor?
Oh no, but that would be awesome.
Frank Langella was great. Howard was talking about that Frank Langella in that movie. They asked him why did he do it? He said because it would blow my kids' minds. That's why.
His kids told him to. They're like, fucking He-Man's awesome. Chelsea Field played Tila.
Okay, what else was she in?
She's in Commando, The Last Boy Scout, Harley Davidson, and The Marlboro Man, it looks like. She's been on NCIS New Orleans a few times recently. Oh, so she's been around.
Hasn't everybody been on NCIS New Orleans?
I think so.
Which which Who song is that for the theme?
Is that one?
I think Pete Townsend got like a bulk deal for
sure.
NCIS.
Is that
yeah,
font? I don't know.
CSI Hoboken. Mama's gonna squeeze box. Daddy never sleeps at night.
Hey, I love that fucking song.
Oh, I didn't say I didn't like it.
I've been digging through my records now, so I think I have that one on record somewhere.
Well, but speaking of music, I want to talk about that trailer later. Okay, that I saw.
Oh, most definitely. Yeah, we got so much to talk about. I'm looking forward to this, though. We've been looking forward to this. Andre and I will probably definitely be covering the shit out of this, so there's probably not a whole lot to say about it. I know you're kind of just like a moderate He-Man fan, Rob, and Mecca, you're more of the She-Ra, but yeah.
Yeah.
I got nothing against it. Is like this Brie Larson gonna play Tila? He-Man, I'm not gonna bow to patriarchy.
I imagine you were like a teenager basically by the time almost when He-Man came out, so I can understand where
Yeah, you go, you're out. I'm out delivering newspapers, or back when there was an evening paper or a baseball practice. So I didn't get to watch a lot of that. So, but we did have VCRs though. So
there you go. All right, boys and girls. So, what is the chat saying about He-Man?
Mama's got a squeeze box that he never.
She's apparently Scott Bakula.
Scott Bakula to play Man-at-Arms. That wouldn't be a bad. Oh, she's married to Scott Bakula, but he wouldn't be a bad choice to play Man-at-Arms either. Frank Langella was the best part of that movie, Big Gator. I think he was in a completely different.
Okay. Frank Langella was awesome as Skeletor.
He ripped that shit up. He was just like, like I said, I think he was in a completely different movie than everybody else.
And a very young Courtney Cox.
Yes, she was. She was straight out the Bruce Springsteen video. That is correct.
Okay. All right. Let's.
If I'm not mistaken,
you want to do the alien one?
Yeah, let's do the alien one next. That's what comes up next. Might as well.
How many? Well, I can't wait. How many people are going to start saying Idris Elba should be playing Man-at-Arms? Where do I vote?
That wouldn't be a horrible choice, actually. He could pull it off.
No. But Idris Elba's going to be. Idris Elba's too busy playing Batman, James Bond, and Jesus, though. So according to his fans, so
just don't put him in as Skeletor or something like that. No, if he's going to play anybody, Man-at-Arms, something like that. Yeah.
I don't think I've even seen an Idris Elba movie off the top of my head.
He's supposed to be in every single movie, but at the same time, he doesn't make a whole lot of films.
Are they just naming him because of the color of his skin? Is that why?
Yes. Yeah,
he's on that Luther show. That was another reason why he's so big.
Luther is awesome.
He's done a lot of character work. They tried making him a star a couple times with like Dark Tower and things of that sort. It just hasn't worked out for him.
Yeah, and people get so disappointed when I say I think the window is closed on Idris Elba ever being a major action star. He's 40. He's 45. Granted, Liam Neeson's still doing it, but I don't think he wants to be a major action star. That's the other thing, because he keeps taking for every Star Trek Beyond or the Dark Tower he's in, he takes a lot more of these little kind of dramatic roles, and he likes doing that. So I'm not going to begrudge the guy.
I don't think he's
for doing that.
But I get where you kind of, I don't know if you started the joke, but it always felt like you did with the whole, where do I vote? Because you were so pissed off that everybody kept bringing him up for James Bond originally.
And he said he said, listen, I don't want to be known as the Black James Bond. Those are his words, not mine. So, but like I say, it probably got to the point where it started to affect his, his ability to take other roles. So anyway, that's neither here nor there. But yeah, like I said, he'd probably be good at Skeletor, or he's good in everything. But at the same time, stop trying to put him in everything. Just whatever he's in, that's fine. Becca, if you get a chance,
that one's for Skeletor. It's got to be a chance. Like Steve Buscemi to like what's his face who played Loki. Any of those number of people.
Tom Hiddleston. But Mecca, if you get a chance to see Luther, it's really good.
All right.
He plays a British cop. Yeah.
Yeah, because they're saying in chat that Idris Elba was in the Star Trek Beyond. I don't remember any of Star Trek Beyond. It went in one ear and out the other.
He was the main bad guy.
Yeah, and it was like the best of them. I don't remember any of it though.
That's because he's covered in makeup. Isn't he? Yeah, he's all covered in makeup. He's that alien thing. But no, I wouldn't even be adverse to Doug Jones playing Skeletor. Put that in your thought.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he'd be good.
Not be a bad choice at all. So, and he would look the part really well, and you could do most of it with prosthetics that way.
Well, how is he with like bad guys though?
Oh, I'm sure he could pull it off. Well, didn't he play like that weird bad guy thingy in that one Guillermo del Toro movie?
He was in the fish guy, wasn't he?
He's in almost every Guillermo. The only reason he's not in the new Guillermo del Toro movie is because of STD.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So let's move on. From
there is only one Skeletor. Well, of course, you can choose somebody else to have the voice. Me, Skeletor.
I'll get you, He-Man.
I'll get you, He-Man.
He's almost like Edward G. Robinson, where's your Messiah now? See?
Kinda.
Where's Moses? All right. Okay, next story. Next story. Let's see what we got. Josh Brolin.
Oh, you're jumping guns here. I thought we were doing Alien.
Okay, well, we could do that. Let me reopen the tab.
God forbid, for some fucked up reason, they still want to let Ridley Scott near Alien. I don't know why. This is crazy. And this is right on the heels. You know why this probably came out, and this is no joke. Ridley Scott probably seen the James Cameron story yesterday. He's like, what the fuck? I'm still doing Alien. Well, we're not going to let you do a movie. Fine, I'll do all your bloody TV shows then. Fuck off.
Everybody's doing TV. Why can't I do TV? I want to do TV.
As long as I have gay robots, I'm happy.
Okay, from what's this? HNentertainment.co, British website or whatever. Last year revealed the possible live-action series set in the Alien universe in the very early development stages and could be heading towards a streaming service. Well, it's been a couple of months, and I have some exclusive updates to share. Who's saying this? A guy named Christopher Mark. According to a source, one of them is said to have Ridley Scott as an executive producer and is going to be for Hulu. That tells you how interesting this news is. I would imagine that his production company, Scott Free Productions, would be involved as they had previous interests in developing television projects, including Ridley Scott's current project, an Android series titled Raised by Wolves for TNT, which is not alien related, and it's another thing entirely, that is filming in Cape Town, South Africa. Details are scarce at the moment, but there might be multiple seasons that could tackle different corners, eras of the franchise, unlike Noah Hawley's series Fargo. I've never seen Fargo. Was it any good?
I've heard it's good. I've seen the movie, but I've heard a lot of people tell me I should see the series. I never got into it, though.
Okay, well.
No, I didn't see it.
Okay, well, in theory, I could see them possibly filling gaps in the franchise, crafting brand new stories to tell within the Alien universe. It seems to be the very early days with these projects, and I can't speak exactly to what they'll be about at the moment. The Disney-Fox merger is a couple of months away, but that wouldn't stop Fox from developing their own in-house projects. Disney CEO Bob Iger has also suggested in an earnings call recently that they're open to Fox continuing mature programming franchises, and we've already seen Marvel Television launch 4 mature animated shows on Hulu with MODOK, Hit Monkey, Woke Tigra, and Woke Dazzler, and Howard the Duck. There's also a very good ta-da! There's also a very good chance we could see more mature projects from Fox side of things take root at Hulu, like this Alien series from Ridley Scott. After the less than successful box office run of Alien Covenant, it could be enough reason to pivot to television for streaming for the next little while. When we have more information, we'll certainly share the updates. Okay, I don't care. Don't care. Did Noomi Rapace die in the last Alien movie?
I didn't see it.
So yeah.
No, I like her. She's like kind of hot. So, and she was wearing that underwear. So
that
anyway.
murderous gay robot killer.
Figures I'm watching Alien for the wrong reason. So, she died. Ryan Geiger. She died off screen. Oh, that's disappointing.
Yeah, it's in a deleted scene.
Did you get like a chest burster?
Well, they called it a prologue. I think they put it online. Yeah, I think you're right.
Oh, bummer. She was dead before Covenant. Bummer. That's always sad when hot chicks die like that in movies. Like, no, don't kill the hot chick. Oh well.
Now we know why you don't watch horror movies.
Yeah, true. So, yeah, well, let's the girls are getting butchered. You want to see that.
18, you're first.
So.
This is a possibility. At least one of these shows is a possibility, but I guarantee if James Cameron wants to have anything to do with Neil Blomkamp's Alien 5, it will happen, especially after Covenant. And if Avatar is even a decent hit, Disney will let him do just about anything he wants. So they'll let him do anything he wants probably now. But, he's James Cameron. But I don't know. I see it. A likely scenario, if anything, Ridley will just executive produce or some shit.
It's either this for Ridley Scott or he works on yet another version of Blade Runner. I'm sure he's got another 45 seconds he could edit into the another final cut of it. Seriously, he
do a version where everybody is a horse and the dogs are replaced with monkeys.
Seriously, he releases like a new version of Blade Runner every 10 years, every 5 or 10 years.
Look,
No, people buy it.
The twist robe. Is it Harrison Ford's horse? It's actually a giraffe.
Really?
With spots.
Really?
Oh.
So, thanks. Yeah. So, okay. Well, I'm tired of the story. So let's move on to the next.
Yeah, me too. Let's move on to the next one. Josh Brolin is in a movie. Oh, God forbid. It's more like what movie isn't Josh Brolin in? Is more or less what it should be. But I guess he's going to be in Dune. That's the latest news.
I'm not booing Josh Brolin. I'm not booing Josh Brolin. I'm booing Dune.
I know.
Where's Joe Blow? Okay, Josh Brolin joins the epic cast of Denis Villeneuve's Dune. Sandworms beware. And Rob, make sure you don't go to the theater. Legendary has announced that the 80s most athletic male Goonie Josh Brolin is joining the already stellar cast of Denis Villeneuve's adaptation of Frank Herbert's best-selling novel and stupendously boring Dune. Upon signing on the dotted line, Brolin has agreed to star alongside Timothy Chalamet, Rebecca Ferguson, Dave Bautista, Stellan Skarsgård, Charlotte Rampling, and Javier Bardem for the hotly anticipated spectacle Not by me, it's not. Brolin will play Gurney Halleck, a troubadour swordsman loyal to the family who's instrumental in awakening of Artrades' cosmic powers, which will, I'm falling asleep as I read this, which will start a revolution. Dune is set in the distant future and tells the story of Paul Artrades, whose family accepts control over discipline of Arrakis as the only producer of the highly valuable resource. Control of Arrakis is highly contested among the noble families. After Paul and his family are betrayed, story explores themes of politics, religion. Nobody cares. Of course, next step for Brolin's role is Mad Titan, Thanos, Endgame taking place after the Avengers. Okay, yeah. Meanwhile, Doom is produced by Villeneuve's Mary Parent and Kate Boyd. Thomas Tull is executive producing, along with Brian Herbert, Byron Merritt, and Kim Herbert as representatives of the Frank Herbert estate. Also, Kevin J. Anderson will serve as creative consultant on the film. The project is expected to represent the world of Dune like no other has ever seen, thanks in part to modern day special effects. Okay, nobody cares. I hate Dune. Next.
Well, for our
Next.
audience sake, at least Andre and I are interested.
Next. Next.
I know,
Next.
Rob, you don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
Are you a fan at all, Mecca?
Oh God, no. I remember watching it as a kid, and it's just no.
Well, the movies.
I tried reading the book, 538 pages, and nothing happens. Nothing happens. About 250 pages in, and it's about 250 pages in. There's a murder. I'm like, oh, finally something happened, and then they go right back to nothing happening. It takes place in a desert. The only thing that I got from it was they said drugs make you smart, because they replace all the technology with people who consume a huge amount of this spice called melange, and like I said, all the technology, all the computers, everything, the space navigation, everything that was done by machine has been replaced by people who take a lot of drugs, and the drugs are in everything, and because of the drugs you have an awakening, and it's in the tea, oh my God, it's in the tea, it's in the food, it's in the air, it's in everything, and people get, and like, yeah, you have an awakening because of the spice, which obviously is a metaphor or represents LSD or psilocybin or whatever. God, what is it about this book? I don't get it. I don't begrudge anybody who does like it, but don't stop. But it's like a rambling hipster who keeps telling you just don't understand. No, I understand perfectly well. I just think it sucks.
So, am I right in thinking this came out of some of the psychedelic 60s, and that's basically pushing hallucinogens, or is this older than the 60s?
Mid 60s.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense then.
Frank Herbert had the book published by Chilton. I don't know if you're unfamiliar. Chilton publishes auto repair manuals. That tells you how many people turned it down.
Yeah, Dune was always boring to me. It was always like
Brandon Keaton, I told you what my hate is.
Nor Rob, read the books. No, I didn't like the movie. I don't want to read the book.
I will say that the fan extended edition, or whatever is out there, that's the longer edition of the movie and fixed edition, is a bit better than the original. I've not read the books. I enjoy the mythology, and I think there's a lot of potential there, but I understand certain gripes like Rob's, but at the same time, like I said, Andre and I are looking forward to it. The cast seems to be shaping up really well. Obviously, it's not going to be for everybody. Do I think Dune's going to be a huge hit? That's debatable. And Rob's a prime example of the debate.
Yeah. Well, actually, they've already screened. They had a test screening, and here's their reaction. So, someone said to me, "You need to see Jodorowsky's Dune." There is no Jodorowsky's Dune. It never got made. Oh, Jodorowsky's Dune's brilliant. It never got made. There's
Maybe
there's maybe 2 people who've read the production book. If the production book is so brilliant, then publish it. Like I said, it's dear God, it's
right.
you know.
Let's move on to the next story. But let's do a good story to make Rob happy.
Yes, let's
like this story. Let's do this story.
what's the next story here?
Save the best for last.
Oh, Batman and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are getting a crossover. Yay!
Right.
So yay! Where's my damn it. Oh, great! I can't find. Okay, fine.
I was gonna say, did you break your yay?
Yes, I broke my yay. Yes, I have to go see a urologist now. Broke my yay. Okay. Oh, and I figures I closed the tab. Figures. Cinema Blend. Batman and, like I said, Batman and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are getting a crossover. Comic book crossovers are frequent occurrence, though most times they happen with characters just owned by one company. But every now and then, 2 companies will join forces to have 2 separately owned properties interact with one another. DC Comics and IDW Publishing have already done this several times with Batman and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And today it's been announced that the Cape Crusader and Heroes and Half Shell will join forces in a cinematic setting as well. Wow! Based on the first Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comic book crossover, was written by James Tynion IV and illustrated by Freddie William II. It's Freddie William Jr., asshole. This Warner Brothers animation direct-to-video movie titled Batman vs. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is co-produced between DC Entertainment and Nickelodeon and will be released on 4K, Blu-ray, DVD, digital HD this spring. They've been working on this for a while then. Batman will cross paths with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles through transdimensional encounter, and the anthropomorphic reptiles will subsequently team up with the Dark Knight to fight his colorful rogues gallery. As reported by Sci-Fi Wire, Batman vs. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles will feature Troy Baker voicing both Batman and the Joker. Baker has previously voiced those characters in separate projects, but this will be the first time that any actor has voiced the arch nemesis in the same project. The cast also includes Assassination of Gianni Versace, American Crime Story, Darren Criss as Raphael, Saturday Night Live's Kyle Mooney as Michelangelo, Grace and Frankie's Baron Vaughn as Donatello, Eric Bauza, I think that's how I pronounce it, who voiced Splinter on Nickelodeon series Rise of TMNT as Leonardo, Crazy Ex-Girlfriends Rick. What?
That's an image from the movie right there.
That is okay. Okay. John DiMaggio, Mr. Freeze. Okay. Tom Kenny is the Penguin.
Well, you know who John DiMaggio is.
Bender.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bender. I am Bender. Please insert liquor. So, Reno 911's Carlos Salas, whatever, as Bane. Oh, Carlos. I think that's yeah. Yeah.
He was
Carlos
the voice of the
Reno
Taco
911.
Bell dog, and Reno 911. Yeah.
The Expanse's cast and Var as Ra's al Ghul. Robin will also appear as shown in first still for the movie. Was revealed voice. I'm not getting. I've got to reload that image. The image isn't showing up for me. Okay. I seen it. Okay. Okay. Well, it keeps going on. Actually, there's a lot of information here. Considering the movie's based on the first time Batman and teasers was put to page, notice the absent line of Tina's greatest foe, the Shredder. Original storyline: the Shredder's Foot Clan were transported to Turtles' Gotham City, and subsequently the Shredder formed an alliance with Ra's al Ghul. Either this movie is keeping Shredder's role secret, or this more loose adaptation that doesn't include him. The latter is true. Perhaps it could be saved for a sequel. Batman as the one who's transported to the Turtles universe has a fight with Superman. Okay, all right. And then it goes on more and more about that. Okay, this looks cool. Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's cool. Oh yeah. Oh wow. Oh, look at that. Hey. Yeah. That's cool, actually. Yeah. I like that. Hey, so hey, just when I thought we've reached peak Batman, here comes a Batman movie I'm actually gonna look forward to watching again.
Yeah, I'm on board for this.
Yeah.
The turtles don't look too bad. I see some people don't look like they like the style. I think Batman looks pretty good. I like it.
Well, obviously the challenge is choosing an artistic style to get both characters to look like they belong together, on screen.
Right. And I mean, I'm not. They're kind of like the kind of mixed the turtles with a few various versions. They're not too bad.
Looks closer to like the early '90s kind of black and white comic versions.
Looks way better than the last one.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say it actually looks more like kind of a mix between the early 2000s animated version mixed with the 2012 animated version, kind of, with just a smidge of because the 2000 whatever 14 movie or whatever made Donatello's head skinnier, so they got that in there again for some reason. So there's some of that, I guess, and they made Raph a bit more slack jawed and stuff. I don't know. I'll give it a chance.
Yeah, there was actually a comic book crossover, and Andre would like this. Batman and Judge Dredd. Andre would love that. They had Judge Anderson, the side judge, probe Batman's mind, find out about him, and
Batman.
It was like she saw all like all the deepest, darkest shit that goes on in there. So what'd you find? Judge Dredd's like, what'd you find? You don't want to know. So, but yeah. So like I said, that looks cool. Looking forward to that.
Yeah,
I'll buy that for $1.
Other than that, there's some quick things. The Breaking Bad movie is coming to Netflix and AMC. And the Deadwood movie, this is a little older news, but this is something we hadn't covered yet, but it's just kind of like, okay. Deadwood movie's coming this spring to HBO. So they're pretty far along on that as well, I guess. So there you go. There's that little bit of news. Other than that, was there anything else? I don't know. I don't think there was.
Well, just quick, I want to say I saw a trailer for a new movie that's coming out
Oh,
this
that's
summer.
great, yeah.
Yeah, I want to talk about this just a little bit. So let me just notate this. So I'm not a huge Danny Boyle fan. I know of him. I haven't seen Train Spotting. I got nothing against the guy. Just never watched any movies. Didn't see Slumdog Millionaire. Didn't see Train Spotting. Didn't see what was another one he made. Whatever it is. It would have been nice to see what he could do with James Bond, but okay, we're never going to find out what that's going to be like. So I'm on Facebook the other day. I'm on Facebook yesterday, and I'm part of a lot of music groups. So there's a trailer that comes by. The guy I know from Canada, a guy by the name of Marv. He circulates a trailer on one of the music groups for a movie called Yesterday. Stars a guy by the name of Hemish Patel. And actually, I circulate on the Midnight's Edge group and I circulate on my Facebook. If you haven't seen this trailer, check it out. Yes. So fun. Oh God, it is a great premise. He's a musician, maybe about in his late 20s, early 30s. He's unsuccessful. He says to his girlfriend, if this hasn't happened by now, it's not going to happen. It's going to take a miracle. And she says, miracles do happen. One night he's riding his bike and there's a blackout and he gets hit by a bus and he gets racked up. He hits his head and he wakes up and his girlfriend buys him a guitar and he starts playing Yesterday. And she says, that's beautiful. When did you write that? He goes, I didn't write that. It's Paul McCartney wrote that. It's song by the Beatles, Yesterday. And she's like, who? Yesterday by the Beatles. He goes, who are the Beatles? It's the Beatles, the greatest rock band of all time. He goes, it's one of the greatest songs written of all time. And his friend goes, oh, well, it's no Coldplay. It's no I'll Fix You. But he's the only person that remembers who the Beatles are. The world has never heard of the Beatles, and he's the only person that remembers. And so he's just searching the internet. It's like he can't. There's no trace of them online. Nobody remembers. Nobody knows what he's talking about. And then he starts saying the songs are his, and he becomes an enormous rock star. And it looks like a fantastic. It looks like a really kind of fantastic movie. For people who keep saying there's not enough movies. Oh, it's all superhero movies. Here's a movie you can see that's not a superhero movie that looks like an interesting movie.
Sci-fi to it too, a musical, sci-fi, comedy.
Yeah, it's got. Yeah, little romance story. Yeah, it's about people, what happens to them when they become successful. Just as much as the people. Does success change you? Does it change the people around you? I mean, there's a lot of layers you can actually say. Kate McKinnon's in it. Ed Sheeran's in it. I mean, it really does look like it's going to be a really good movie. I'm like, I watch a trailer, I'm like, oh, this is so cool. Roger Brown, I hate the Beatles. Okay, well, no, that's the bug. If you hate, a lot of people hate Beatles because they kind of infest everything,
Mm-hmm.
But the Beatles, the guys with the A, those are great. So yeah, but you kind of know where it's gonna go, but at the same,
Ed Sheeran, a little too much away in the trailer, I will say.
Yeah, Ed Sheeran
sci-fi element because they kind of give away that obviously Paul and John show up from the alternate dimension or whatever because something. Two guys. We have two guys who claim the songs are theirs. And it's like, obviously, but that's what happened. Obviously, with this blackout accident thing, is he went into an alternate dimension, or they crossed dimensions, or something, or
something happened. Yeah. So yeah, but it's very kind of life on Mars. Yeah, it's kind of a low hanging fruit kind of premise. Everybody's. What was that?
There's nothing wrong with it. It's
no.
Not necessarily original per se, but it's like a Twilight Zone episode, or more like Amazing Stories.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's more like one of the episodes you would see on Amazing Stories. Perfect kind of thing to fit in there, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's something original, it's something different. Sure, it's borrowing some things from the past as far as the Beatles go, but who cares? There's tons of times where I've thought, oh, I could write a really great musical using this or that music or whatever, but I'll never be able to get the rights to it.
Yeah, and like I said, the other thing too is, like I said, it's very kind of life on Mars, kind of thing, very Twilight Zone kind of thing. But it like I said, it's sort of it deals more than just music. Like I said, does success change you? Does it change the people around you? How are you different if you?
Oh, go ahead, Rob.
How are you a different person because you're successful, and how do you relate to the people that have always been there? The people, yes, you're moving on, but again, the people you're leaving behind, what impact do they have on you?
Do you remember a play, or do you, Mecker, or somebody in the chat? It was a play, like, God, probably 20 years ago now, where the whole premise of the play was what the world would be like if the Beatles didn't exist.
I think I've heard something about that. This sounds so familiar.
Yeah, the story, it kind of obviously used that idea as a launch pad. But that play, from what I remember I never saw it, but from what I heard of the story of the play and everything, like the world is just like, really fucked up because the Beatles never existed kind of thing.
Yeah, but it's like I said, it's one of those things, like I said, and everybody kind of asks that question. Well, what if I wrote those songs? And they kind of imagine themselves, in that thing.
Yeah,
this role,
5 years ago, it was either off Broadway or something. I can't remember. It was a long time ago, but it was kind of the same kind of premise, but a little different. Jack the text says, "I've got a hole in my pocket." Is that the title?
I've got a hole in me. It's from Yellow Submarine. I've got a hole in me pocket.
I know, but I didn't know if that was maybe the title. But I don't remember what the
hole
title
in the pocket. Hey, John, I've got a hole in my pocket. No, I've got a hole in my pocket. Yeah, what can he do? It's only half a hole. I gave the rest to Jeremy. He goes, what can he do with half a hole? Fix it to keep his mind from wandering. Yeah, yeah. Hey, what is it, John Love? Blue meanies? New blue meanies in the vicinity of this theater. Yeah, how long until JJ?
And that's not even funny. That's not even funny because not
No.
JJ, but Robert Zemeckis almost redid Yellow Submarine.
Yes, with
It's
Carrie
the
Elwes. Yes. Yes, you don't need to do that. You don't need to do that. That animation still holds
Oh no,
holds up.
you don't need to fuck with it.
Yeah. Yeah, Doug brings up something. Some people say, "Oh, I hate the Beatles," and they just hate them because it's just because it's they're popular.
Well, I
you
mean,
know,
I know
because
people who don't like the Beatles. I think even Mecca, are you even that big of a Beatles fan? I think you just acknowledge that their existence is important, but you're not like the hugest. In the
Oh,
world.
I'm not like the hugest fan. I like a lot of their kind of stuff that people don't like so much, or always the ones I like, and I always like really hate the kind of mainstream
that's
ones.
fine. But someone once said to me, I was talking about this with my friend Dave Sheehan, and he said, oh, that a lot of people say, oh, I don't understand why you're supposed to like them. I said, nobody's saying you're supposed to like them. Is that so many people do. Sometimes it's unusual to come across someone who doesn't. So that's the only thing.
Aspect too, yeah. But at least people, I mean, people have to acknowledge what they did for music, and that's kind of like what this movie's about, what that play was about. And that's where I think the Coldplay joke was one of the only ones I was like, well, would Coldplay even exist in a world without the Beatles?
No.
Because, I mean, that was what made me remind me of that play, too, from years ago, because that was kind of the whole point. Because if I remember right, everything's got like gone communist and music is garbage and entertainment is garbage and the world is just falling apart and the 60s
So today
didn't happen and stuff like that, all because the Beatles didn't exist.
Yeah. Yeah, there's actually a great documentary, and I brought it up more than once, called "How the Beatles Rocked the Kremlin." And again, it goes because there was a complete blockade of music coming across the Iron Curtain of Western music, but they still found a way. They still found a way to penetrate that wall.
Well, my 3 favorite bands come from over there, and it's funny because Wade Smalling just brought up Pink Floyd as well. Because I have a hard time picking a favorite. But I feel like these 3 bands influence music almost equally in a way. Maybe the Beatles, obviously, more so. But between the Beatles, Pink Floyd, and Queen, those 3 bands to me are just I can't. Yeah, you can't compete in my mind.
Yeah. Listen to Roger Brown. Listen to Sirith Ungol, Terracotta, Toccata. I'll listen to it compared to the Beatles. Well, like I said, I'll listen to it. But like I said, I'm always looking for new music, but at the same time, like I said, it's Toccata in D minor. Was that like a Sirith Ungol? Was that heavy metal or something like that?
Toccata and Fugue in D minor is the little horror thing that we always use.
Yeah.
Should I play? Will we get a copyright strike?
No, I don't think well, we might from them, but the actual real song I think is public domain, obviously.
It's kind of D minor. Oh, okay. Well, I'll listen to it off the air, but like I said, it's of course, one of the things I always heard the same thing is, man, the Beatles. I always heard from the metal guys, oh, the Beatles were fags, man. The Beatles were fags, man. I said, you like Metallica? Yeah. And he goes, how come I never see any girls in Metallica shows? It's all because every time I go to a metal show, it's always guys. I'm like, yeah, you might want to think twice about who's calling who a fag.
Well, I don't want to go into that aspect, but one thing, you ever seen the movie Rockstar with Mark
Mark Wahlberg? No.
You never seen? Oh, you'd love that movie. It's awesome.
No, yeah. Actually, oh God, I still haven't seen Almost Famous.
But I can't remember the exact line, but so I'm paraphrasing here. But it's just you saying that kind of shit reminds me of because it takes place in the mid '80s or whatever during the hair band revolution.
Yeah.
One of the older guys makes a joke about how all the guys in makeup have more makeup on than the women here too.
Remember that joke? Remember that joke in Chappelle's show about Prince? He goes, yeah, man. He goes, I know where you got that shirt. Sure as hell was the men's department.
Little girls department.
Yeah, this thing all look like a figure skater.
You know what's funny about that in reality? Prince actually had his own tailor, and when he didn't, they would go shop for him in the little boys department. No shit.
But it was great though. The song comparisons show easier why I put music on. Sarathungal, yeah. Sarathungal is a Lord of the Rings reference, yeah. But it's a whole thing about, like I said, I've listen, you want to say I've heard all the jokes,
Stones
I've heard
are
all the,
important too, though, Doug. I don't want to count them out. There's a lot of bands, of course, that are very important. Don't get me wrong, but those are my top.
Roger Brown, being metalheads, they know how to play instruments. Well, but the thing is, though, metalheads all have to prove they took 3 years worth of drums lessons by playing 180 beats per minute. There's no real reason. Actually, you know what's cool? If you slow down metal, you ever see that guy? There's a video. Actually, he plays heavy metal without the distortion. It's just surf rock. That's all it is.
Well, there's another guy who's played he plays like heavy metal stuff in major chords instead of minor. Kind of awesome.
It was so cool though. I'm like, you play heavy metal without the distortion. It's all surf rock.
Yeah.
It's the Ventures. It's the Marquettes.
Well, rock and roll hasn't changed in 50 years, 60 years, whatever. That's all.
Yeah. We're still playing the same major chords.
How loud it is, and how much hairspray they're wearing.
Yeah, we're still, like I said, we're still playing the same major chords. We're still playing the minor. We're still doing everything. It's all the same. All the technology's changed.
Well, that's where I've said too, because I really like even though I don't agree with all its points, I do like it. That video, I can't remember who did it, but somebody will point it out, I'm sure, where they said that the music has gone downhill since the Beatles. Basically, I think it's more so it's gone downhill since digital has gotten involved. The soul's gone out of music. The spirit's gone out of music. You don't have the same just life in music like you used to. And I mean, I think that's kind of the stuff that people gravitated towards in Bohemian Rhapsody, even though it wasn't factually true, or a lot of the stuff was like made up and stuff and amalgamized. But just seeing them in the studio creating the way they did, a lot of that is pretty close. I mean, that was where the movie kind of got more close to it. And that's what they don't do that kind of shit anymore. They don't create like that. Like even Let It Be, even though we're seeing the Beatles, it's probably their worst. It's still better than anybody at their best now, because they don't have that creative element to them anymore. It's all done on computers. It's all pre-produced for them before they get in there. They go in there, they do their little piece, and they're out. And the rest is taken care of by a production manager or whatever.
Demon's Reflection. I think the best way to be is not to judge music by its genre, but whether it's good.
That's
and it's
kind of where I'm at too. I don't generally dislike a genre. I don't. It's usually an artist or a song, and I'll generally even give most artists a chance with that. I mean, I'll even say like, oh, at least this song is decent, but the rest I can't stand. Outside of Justin Bieber and Kanye West, I can't stand those fuckers.
Yeah. Well, right now there's only 2 guys. There's 2 or 3 guys that write everything. Dr. Luke.
Yeah, that's the documentary I was talking about too, or the video that this guy did on YouTube. He brings up the same thing, I think, in there. Is that majority of the hit songs from the last 2 decades, like you said, are from the same 2 guys.
Yeah, it's Captain April. If you haven't seen all Let It Be, actually, there's a 35 millimeter cut on YouTube. Not on YouTube. There's actually a cut on YouTube. 35 millimeter.
Yeah, it is coming
next year. Yeah, but there's 35 millimeter cut on Vimeo. See while it's still up. It's actually widescreen, which is probably
the base. Somebody leaked it out, probably, that's working on this new version is what happened.
Yeah, it's got a little better. It's got some better sound. It's got a little better resolution. Not resolution. It's got a little bit. The gamma has been corrected on it.
I remember when I put that DVD, I was so pissed because I pre-ordered that bastard.
Yeah. Well, obviously I could talk music all day.
Yeah,
I just got a snark tuner, actually. One of those clip-on snark tuners. I wish I could.
An app. I was just use the app.
Well, I'm old school. I bought a Korg chromatic tuner, and I bought the snark. But you open it up. Hold on. I got it here. I got the directions in it.
Figure expert. Yeah, I like Huey Lewis in the news.
Sam called Huey Lewis.
Huey Lewis right now because he's got like this inner ear problem thing where he can't sing right anymore. I don't know if he's gotten better or not.
So anyway, listen to this, the Snark tuner. Okay, this is directly from the directions. We recommend you remove the Snark tuner from your instrument as soon as you finish tuning. Please be aware that any lacquer type finish can be adversely affected if the rubber pad of the tuner is left in contact with the finish for a period of time. Some finishes are more likely to be damaged by attaching a tuner to them. Hence, it is important that you determine what finish is used on your instrument before using Snark. Snark advises not to use its tuners with any instruments having these types of finishes: nitrocellulose lacquer, polyurethane, French polish, oil finish, or Gibson guitars which have nitrocellulose finishes, unless you accept the risk of dents to the headstock. So pretty much you can use it just as long as you don't use it on a guitar. That's what they're saying. That covers pretty much every finish that's on they put on a modern instrument. Unbelievable. It really is. Oh yeah, we make a great product just as long as you don't use it.
Yeah, that's why I just use the amp. I really, or not the amp, the app thing. Like,
well, my previous amp had a built-in tuner, which is actually really good. Line 6 makes. If Line 6 made a tuner, I would buy that in instant. But they don't. It's built into the amplifier. So they have the pod, the Line 6 pod.
Mm-hmm.
But that's like $300. I'm like, I'm not buying that just to get a tuner.
Well, that's like me. I want the Hatsune Miku pedal, but that's up to like $400. I just can't buy that. Maybe if it was still the $200 that it normally was, maybe.
Okay. Like I said, we should probably do a music podcast.
We could.
Yeah. But
I think I know more about music than comic books.
We were just talking about that in the chat, and I said the only thing that pisses me off is I'd want to be able to play music, because if I did one, I would love to be able to play like alternate versions and.
We can play clips of it for fair use.
But like I said, if we maybe get some sponsors, or if maybe we can get something set up to where we can get some direct revenue on that, and then they can go ahead and claim it all they fucking want.
Exactly.
Today's podcast is brought to you by by Sweetwater. Check out the latest gear at sweetwater.com. That kind of stuff.
Yeah, because I would love to be able to do that, but I want to be able to play like alternate versions, alternate takes, because there's already a show or two I'd have in mind if I did. It would be like, you could do ones about all kinds of different ones, but I mean, a specific.
You can tell people where to listen to them, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I want it. Just would be for me. It would be like the old school DJ thing. I would love to do it. And as long as I wasn't worried about the copyright claims, I wouldn't care. They'd claim away, But for us to
do for like 30 seconds of it or 20 seconds of it.
Yeah, it's not the same. I want to do like an old school though. I want to be able to play the music, not just talk about it. I want to be able to play it. Most people.
Oh yeah. Okay, well,
I've wanted to do like a review of the Ninja Turtles soundtrack that just came out from Waxworks. Oh God, I'm so in fucking love with that. It's the score. It's not the old, regular music soundtrack. It's the score that's never been released before, and it's fucking awesome. It's something I've waited for my whole life, And so there's things like that I would love to like review and stuff, but I'm afraid of getting struck,
Okay, Captain April is he's going to be watching Let It Be.
Let it be. Let it be.
That's good. That's a great scene in the trailer. When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me. Oh, we'll just listen to Jack's new song. What's it called? Leave It Be? No, Let It Be. Oh, very well. Rock on, son.
I kind of cringe though with the whole "Hey Dude" thing. That was kind of Ninja.
When I find myself waist deep in triples, Mikey Spock says to me, "I'm the bestest ever, STD." Okay, all right. I think it's time we wrap. We'd love to talk music all night, but
yeah, we've been we're over like almost 2 hours now, aren't we?
No, well, hour 139. That's about it.
We want to keep her short. We don't want to go too long.
Yeah, well, it's easy. It's just easier if the listener. I mean, like I said, we add time indexes, but The shows have a better shelf life if they're shorter. We hate saying that, but but
Yeah.
we're not gonna do the Doomcock thing and do 6 hours.
As much as we love to, but
But if you do like what
shows during the day, though, who knows? We'll see.
Yeah,
maybe this summer.
But if you do like what we do, you doing that thing you do. So click subscribe, click the bell icon, hit the like button or the dislike button. It's just interaction. Doesn't make a difference, right, Mecca?
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Head over to the main channel, click subscribe, like, or dislike, whatever. Well, we much prefer you like us. And click the bell icon over there at the main channel. Head over to Patreon. Yep. Patreon supporters can get all kinds of bonuses. You can get bloopers, outtakes, lost episodes, early notification of new videos, and my 10-minute stand-up set, and more. Somebody said I need to get angrier when I do stand-up because I'm more honest. So I'll be working on that. Like I can get angrier. So, but if you don't have the means to support us through Patreon, then please click like, subscribe, share with your friends because we cannot do this without you. Mecca, tell them about your channel.
I am Mecha42, and I complain about Star Wars and Star Trek and all the craziness in pop culture. And I'm the cute one.
Yes, you're. Yes, you're the cute one. You're the.
Though.
Yep. Hey, she's the cute one. What does that make me?
The only ugly one.
Tom, you're the bold one.
Well, of course.
Yeah. All right.
Let's see. You know.
What do you call that hairstyle you're wearing, Arthur?
Arthur.
Yeah. Do you think those hairstyles will come to stay? Well, this one is stuck on good and proper. All right. Okay, everyone. Thank you for watching. Check out Mecca's channel. Check out my channel, Robot Shlomo. Check out our good friends. Check out Clownfish TV. Check out Doomcock. Check out Professor Geek. Check out SC Reviews. Check out JP, the Egotastic Fun Time. Who else? Who else am I missing? A lot of people.
Network.
What was that?
The Burnett work. We brought up
the Burnett work. Robert Meyer Burnett. Yes. Check out the Burnett work. Yes.
I think his video is still up from last night if you haven't seen it yet.
Yes, check out Gary Beekler over at Nerdrotic. Check out a lot of people. Check out Pornhub. No, don't. Only for over 18.
Maybe I should make a channel for my dog so I can say people can go check out my dog and cat. People like dogs and cats.
Yeah, people like animal channels. Yeah. All right, everybody.
My dog argues with me all the time, so I think it'd be funny.
Yes, Jessie Milestone. Yeah, she's got some great rants over Mindless Entertainment. Geeks and Gamers. Who else? Ethan Van Sciver. Yeah, Ethan Van Sciver. He showed one of my tweets. So yeah, so check him out. Okay, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Cue the music. If it ever comes up. Let me see. Cue the music.
Victorville. In the words of every sitcom character in the early 90s and everyone in the Midwest through the rest of the 90s, don't go there.
Thanks again, guys.
I love Mexicans. Women are not people. They are devices built by the Lord Jesus Christ for our entertainment.
I'm listening.
DC!